This show is brought to you by Beco Dairy Automation. You have tuned in to the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all-dairy connection. We call it the Dairyman's source for new ideas, information, and technology, mixed with a double dose of current market conditions. The what, the why, and the how things influence the amount of money dairy producers receive for their daily milk deliveries. We offer this daily News Hour magazine as a catalyst to make long-term dairy producers sustainable. We invite every dairy producer in America to get their daily dose of what can be done and what they can do to achieve and maintain profitability on their farms. $22 for 36 months is our goal. We advocate there is a way forward. We invite dairy producers to come listen, to learn, and to participate. This is a no complaint zone. We talk solutions. So get out your pen and paper. Here is your host of the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, Tom Van Nortwick, owner of Agribusiness Publications, publisher and editor of the Agribusiness Dairyman magazine.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, March the 10th, 2016. This is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all-dairy connection. Thank you, Stuart, for your introduction. As always, my name is Tom Van Nortwick. He says the T a little more than I do. I'll have to work on that. Maybe we'll re-record that. But he does a wonderful job, and we express our appreciation to him and to all of you for the opportunity we have and the assistance we receive in being able to do what we do to try and influence the pay price of milk for dairy producers in this country. We have found in the publishing world, we are working hard to be a better dairy magazine. We've done it for a very long time, and I unfortunately was largely distracted for quite some time in pursuing this endeavor, and still very, very committed to finding a way to provide greater organization and structure amongst dairy producers to take the full responsibility of their milk production at all times and find ways. And we did a great job. I think the dairy producers have always had all the answers. Did a great job with the National Dairy Producers Organization. Do a great job with Milk Producers Council, led by extremely passionate and qualified people at that level in that organization. Same with Western Dairyman, Western United Dairyman, California Campaign, and many others that I am personally familiar with, all the way back east to what is going on with dairy pricing in Wisconsin, with Family Dairy Farms, led by Mike Eby, who is now chairman of the board of the National Dairy Producers Organization, a great dairyman in his own right, and an individual that with unparalleled passion for getting things done, backed by John King, an Amish dairy producer, now focused full-time in the endeavor of fortification of milk across America to provide a better tasting, more nutritious product to all consumers in the United States. 49 states do not fortify their milk to the level that it could be so as to provide better nutrition and better taste. And we think that's a goal worth achieving because it has such an impact long term on the sustainability of dairy, increasing consumption because it tastes better. Wouldn't that make sense? Increasing consumption because it provides greater levels of nutrition to children and young people and teenagers and even we adults, and then, of course, our seniors. We have a huge demographic in this country that are over 55, and it's growing all the time. And it will for quite some time yet. And so the nutrient levels that are available in milk and milk products are good for them. And long-term sustainability, better health, lower healthcare costs because we're eating better, there'd be a plan. And I'm a big believer in the fact that guess what? Farm moms and farm wives and farm grandmas should be teaching this country better nutrition. And not that Mrs. Obama has not had a huge influence in waking us all up to the fact that we've got some problems. Not that we didn't know it, but, she's passionate about what she does as well. Do I agree with all of that? Nope, I don't. But that's not the issue. The issue is that we've got a lot of hungry in this country. We've got a lot of people who are eating way too much, and it's having healthcare ramifications. When you have to start enlarging the doors of your hospitals in order to get the beds in to handle the capacity of one individual, because the individual is so big, the bed has to be bigger, therefore the door into the room providing health care has to be bigger, then you've got a problem. Now, the question is, what do we do about it? And the best part about it is there are plenty of solutions. That's not the problem. It's not that there are not plenty of solutions available. We just need to get about them. Quit bantering over whose plan is the best plan, the right plan, and let's just get on board with a plan and do all you can. And so here we are involved in the dairy industry. Why? Because we produce this magazine. It is supported by advertisers. Can you all see that? You turn the pages of any magazine, you're online at a website. Guess what? They're covered with chances or opportunities for vendors of products, goods, and services to this industry, dairy in particular, but it doesn't matter what it is. Everybody's marketing and trying to get your attention for your consumable dollars. And so guess what? That's what we do for our clients. But we've got a problem. We've got their clients who are dairymen and people connected to the dairy industry that they are providing products, goods, and services for. And the volatility that they have experienced in the last 10 years is just almost unparalleled. Up and down, even since you go back to 2002, 2003, 2004, and on up to now. And really, we could go back 30 and 40 years. Well, there's reasons why that volatility exists and why it continues to be perpetuated and why it is so critical, so darn critical, that we find a better way to do this. And so in doing so, we found that as we met with our readers, they're the dairymen, we found out from them, and I apologize for my voice this morning, we quickly found out from our readers that they've been pondering these problems and issues for a long time, and in their own right have come up with some solutions that, if they were implemented nationwide and even worldwide, because guess what? You think it's bad here for dairy producers, you ought to be in New Zealand, the European Union right now, or other parts of the world where they are. And I had a dairyman say to me the other day, well, gosh, Tom, they're a lot worse than we are. They're $3 a hundredweight under ours. And I thought about that comment afterwards, and I said, well, to myself, I said, gosh, that's like somebody saying to me, he's a lot worse off than I am because he's got lung cancer in both lungs, and I only have lung cancer in one lung. And so, but they are a lot worse off in the outside of the United States as a dairy producer than they are inside. And the reason why is because their volatility has been deeper for longer than it has been here in the United States. Our consumption of domestic goods is gigantic consumption of domestic goods, and the global market in Australia and New Zealand is impacting them to a larger degree. For instance, I looked at butter. I was reading an article this morning about butter, okay? Let's just say that I think I'm right about this, is that, oh boy, where was that article? I wish I could put my hands on it, but anyway, the amount of butter produced and exported by New Zealand alone was like 630 million tons. California and the United States, and California is the biggest exporter of butter, less than 30 million tons. They were 20 times more exports of butter than us. Okay, and so the point being is that when global drops, the demand for global products, milk products drops, it really hit New Zealand, Australia, and the European Union really hard. And so those dairy producers are in peril around the world as well. and then, of course, it hits here in the United States. At the beginning of 15, all through 15, we're down, in some cases below cost of production, but in most cases definitely not profitable. And the difference between the great year of 14 and the very mediocre year of 15 was $14 billion in the hands of dairy producers in the United States nationwide. 14 billion. Now, the economic multiplier of that is 98. Is that 9 times 4, 7, 28? Yeah, $98 billion was the economic impact of dairy producers not receiving that 14 billion. Now, that economic impact did not disseminate down to and through the ag industry and to my vendors. The very guys that I go out and knock on their doors every day and say, hey, do you have a message? Would you like to say something to dairymen? What is it you'd like to say? What do you accomplish? What are your goals? And they're all looking at me going, are you crazy? Do you know what the price of milk is right now? Do you know how tough it is? And, of course, before we got to 14, it was, Now, they are very optimistic that you guys have done what you always do, which you've put away a lot of money. 14 was one of those years where you had some excesses over actual cost of production and operation. And so a lot of guys paid down debt, and you basically what you do is you ready yourself for the next crash. Well, the crash is here, and we're a year and 2 months into it, really 3 months and more, and the prospects for where we go next are not that great. And we predict that, in fact, if it takes about as long as it did last time, as many as 4 years of double-digit demand increase for global milk, for our milk products at the global level, it'll take us 4 years to get back. Well, that's 2020, and just too stinking far away. Well, to drive those points home, to see where we're going and where we are, we join Ron O'Brien at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange every day. And we'll grab him this morning and see if we can pull off what I consider to be a miracle these days whenever I make this actually happen. But anyway, we join him simply to help us know, basically take the blanket off the windshield. Because if you don't know what's going on in the dairy markets on a daily basis, you really are driving at a pretty high rate of speed, even if it's a slow rate.
Hello, I'm Eva Strang, Education Coordinator for the Allied Milk Producers. Cereal and milk have always been a mainstay for breakfast, at least since 1882. That's when the first commercially manufactured cereal was made by Henry Perky. It was called shredded wheat, and it's still with us today as one of the most popular cereals. Remember, breakfast is probably the most important meal of the day, and a good breakfast includes nutritious dairy foods like milk on cereal. A good way to start the day.
Is your milking equipment holding your dairy back? Are you still milking with 5/8-inch dairy equipment that became popular 35 years ago? Your dairy's production and milking goals have changed. Shouldn't your dairy equipment be able to meet the same goals? Beco Dairy Automation can help with industry-leading, innovative dairy equipment that eliminates all restrictions in the milk path of your milking parlor. Eliminating the restrictions in the milk path improves production, milking flow rates, parlor throughput, and ultimately better udder health for your cows. Beco Dairy Automation is your partner for success, delivering unrestricted, durable, and profitable milking equipment to today's commercial dairy. To learn more, call us today at 1-800-344-7166 or check out our website at www.becoKnows.com.
And to listen into what it is that's going on, number one, and then, of course, learning as we go to know better why what's happening is happening, and then see what it is we might be able to do, and we know we can do, but we have to suggest to you that there is another way forward, and there are solutions that are identified on a daily basis in the news articles and in the market transactions that take place every day. There are indications and clues and hints and factoids that would point to you and say, look, This is what we need to do, and this is where we need to go. And of course, what we've learned and what we know, and we're waiting, by the way, for the Blocks and Barrels to open at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Our host is Ron O'Brien. He is a senior global strategist with Interfoods, and his base is in Florida.
Nothing posted, no bids, no offers.
Blocks and Barrels on Thursday, March the 10th, 2016. Hang on, and we'll listen to the trading.
What's your take on motor? What's the Ford Cup? Yeah. Amended. Still nothing posted. No bids, no offers. No, I got it, guys. I got it. Whatever. 111 euro. 30 seconds for the call here. 146.5 in a barrel by set, one time steady bid barrel. No market block. Seconds to the clock. First call. Second call. 46.75 bid in a barrel by set. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 47 even bid in the barrel by set, one time. Up a half on the day. Don't mark in the block. Posting. January sells in at 147 even set, 147 trade in the barrel. No market in either place right now. No market. Market. 47 even bid in the barrel by set. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. Close. Irons are going to settle right there in the block at 151 even unchanged. No load trading. Barrel selling at 147 even up a half. One load traded here. On one by Ash. 74 bid on one by TBT. Got a second. BKF joins the bid, 74 even on a total. 4.25 bid on one by Saw. 24.5 bid on one TBT. Steady bid on one. No offer. 30 seconds till the call here. 74.5 bid on one PPT. No offers.
Te lo agradezco bastante, señora, muy gentil.
10 seconds. All right, come to the call. Steady bid on one PPT. First call. Second call. Third. 475 bid on one by PPT. Up a quarter. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 25 even bid on one by Saw. Up a half. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. Close. All right, so we're going to settle right there at 75 even up a half. No lows trading. It's going to Saw's unfilled bid here. All right, no problem, man. I'll talk to you later. All right, thanks. Sure. All right, Peach, that's it. Settling at 75 even up a half. No lows trading.
Move over, Manny, Mo, and Jack. For quick, convenient auto service and no appointment needed, ask for G Express service from Gorpetti Automotive in Visalia. We'll guarantee an oil and filter change in as little as 39 minutes. And there's more. Need your tires rotated? A brake job? Even a 15,000-mile service? There's no appointment necessary, and we'll guarantee your service time. G Express. It's a new level of convenience you'll only find at Grupetti Automotive.
Is your milking equipment holding your dairy back? Are you still milking with 5/8-inch dairy equipment that became popular 35 years ago? Your dairy's production and milking goals have changed. Shouldn't your dairy equipment be able to meet the same goals? Beco Dairy Automation can help with industry-leading, innovative dairy equipment that eliminates all restrictions in the milk path of your milking parlor. Eliminating the restrictions in the milk path improves production, milking flow rates, parlor throughput, and ultimately better udder health for your cows. Beco Dairy Automation is your partner for success, delivering unrestricted, durable, and profitable milking equipment to today's commercial dairy. To learn more, call us today at 1-800-344-7166 or check out our website at www.becoKnows.com.
Good morning. This is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine. Welcome back from the powder trades. We appreciate the opportunity we have to converse, and we're back with Serena Sharp's commentary. And one of the things that her commentary in the Milk Producers Council's newsletter shows us is that there is a lot of storage intervention being provided in Europe for skim milk powder and other things. I don't know if they're doing more than skim milk powder. But the issue that we wanted to bring home to you was the fact that skim milk powder, that inventory has been built up and will have to be cleared. She brings it up in her report. It will have to be cleared before you get price rise or price recovery. And so we've taken that elevator all the way to the bottom floor. Nah, not the bottom. I'm going to say second floor, third floor. Because we're not at the bottom. What was the bottom? We've been there at 956, 100 weight. That was 2009. We have seen that basement level before. But we're probably on the second floor, but we've got to go back up. We're still down below cost of production, for crying out loud. Certainly not profitable. And so we got to reclimb. We're not going to get the elevator. No stinking way you're going to get the elevator back up in the price building there, to get a higher price that is sustainable for you and for all of dairy producers, not only in America, but around the world. So the elevator down, stairway up. Problem is you open the door. Have you been in a stairway before? You ever seen a stairway of a big, tall building? Well, not only are there lots of steps, but they're steep. You got to have the strength and ability to climb them to get up those stairs. But here, guess what? You open the door, you look in, and it's full of skim milk powder. It's full of cheese. It's full of butter. It's full of non-fat dry milk, whatever. Because these inventories have risen because demand fell, production maintained or higher, and everything gets stored. So before you get price recovery, you got to clear inventories. And so that's a real issue that needs to be addressed when we allow this. And, of course, what you have to understand is the clearing process takes time. We've already been a year to fall. I mean, we've fallen in a year, and we haven't even started a recovery yet. A 12-month, 14, pushing 15 or more months, and we don't have any sign of we don't even have a sign of recovery, much less an indication of recovery. And so consequently, you've got dairy producers going, okay, so how long is this going to last? The news and the media are finally letting you know that it's going to last a long time. It isn't just months. It isn't just the end of 16. We're talking about 17, 18, 19, and even 2020. And we're projecting that there will not be price recovery significant enough to provide profitability to dairy producers unless some dramatic changes take place at the production level. Because demand is going to be what demand is. We have no clue. China came in and bought a bunch, but they bought it at half price. It's all sold, and they bought it. They got it at half price, and they've begun to clear the stairwell. But the stairwell is so full, and it's filling and refilling at such a fast pace that you get no price change. Can you picture that? You can't move it out fast enough because it's coming in at such a high rate of speed. Because you're making too much milk relative to profitable demand in the market, and you will not respond. unless economic conditions create such a hardship on producers that they don't have a choice. It's almost to the point where the only way you do it is if you got no choice except to do it. And that just doesn't make good business sense. And so the recommendation by dairy producers, many dairy producers, is a reduction coming into the budget. This is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour Magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. Hang on for the butter trade with the here on
Told you. I fucking told you. What? Too higher on it. What's going on? Right now, 198 even bid. 199. 199 even offer by Maria. Heavy budget. 199 even trade. Go into the room if you can. 98 even bid on one by PVT. No offer. No 199 last trade here. That's up 3 on the day. Minute in. 98 even bid on one by PVT. No offers. 5 offered at 201 by BKF. 5 loads offered at 201. 198 even bid on one. 075 offer by Heavy. $2.75 offer by Heavy. 198 even bid by PPT. Has the offer at 075. Maria offers one at $2 even. $2 even offer by Maria. 198 bid. Okay, join him for 2. Is there a bid? 98 even bid on 1, 10 seconds till the call. Come to the call here. First call. Second call. Third. Close. 875 offer by BKF offers 1,875. Cash 5-1. 198.75 trade. BKF offered one right there at the last second at 98. 99 offer by Maria. 875 offer by BKF. Still 98. Hey, bid still. 98 bid, 1 offer to 98.75. First call. Second call. Third. 8.5 offer by BKF. Still 99 offer by Maria.
As dairy farmers watch profits slip away and a wonderful way of life painfully comes to an end for future generations, Dairy Pricing Association sees a brighter future simply by having a solution. These dairy pricing farmer members in 10 states and growing have figured out a way. Government handouts are not the answer. It's time for farmers to take matters in their own hands. Dairy Pricing Association is asking for farmers to contribute 10 cents per hundredweight to buy surplus dairy products to create a floor price, as well as helping relieve hunger in America. This is a win-win. As dairy farmers, we watch markets fluctuate as much as $4 per hundredweight in 1 month's time. 10 cents is nothing. Imagine being able to curb another 2009 scenario simply by controlling the floor price that you need as a dairy farmer to stay in business. With the dairy products that you as a dairy pricing member purchase, thousands of people are fed. No government assistance is needed. Rather, simply you as a dairy farmer are helping yourself by helping others. For more information, visit online dairypricing.org.
Are you restricting the profitability of your dairy herd? Beco Dairy Automation can help with industry-leading, innovative dairy equipment that eliminates all restrictions in the milk path of your milking parlor. Beco Dairy Automation is your partner for success, delivering unrestricted, durable, and profitable milking equipment to today's commercial dairy. To learn more, call us today at 1-800-344-7166. Check our website at beconos.com.
All right, there we go. Welcome back. This is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. We've just concluded the butter trades at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange this morning. Butter up slightly on a few loads trading, inventory moving in butter at least, and that has literally been one of the saving factors for dairy producers here in the United States. Has been what butter has done literally for the last 24 months. And we're hoping that that's an impact. You know, we talked yesterday about the news article where McDonald's, and you can look at any article, guys. There's plenty of news every day that gives us the indicators we need about what's going on and how we could and should respond. Now, but you're putting too much faith in the fact that we're going to get demand recovery out of domestic or global consumption, because guess what? China's not coming back at full price. China doesn't have to come back at full price. We saw them come in last month with the largest, according to the information that I gathered, the largest single purchases in a 30-day period. It wasn't even 30 days, 29 days in February. And so the largest volumes, like 154% more than, okay? And so very significant volume, but they got it at half price. Heck of a deal if you're China. Heck of a deal. And so you know what China will do, and China's smart enough to know this. I imagine they gained, and wouldn't you guys do that? Would you buy your feed once a year or once every 6 months if you could get it at half price, and then you saved up your dollars and bought enough in the marketplace when it was half price? Wouldn't we all do that, for crying out loud? It just makes good sense. And if we're going to overproduce demand at any given time, and the inventories are so high, they could come in today and clear the stairwell. There's somebody with enough money and enough meat. I guarantee you, there's enough need around the world at the right price. They'll clear the stairwell. And that's the problem, is somebody's going to take a loss on that. And what I've learned is that the co-ops like to pass that back to the producers, believe it or not. Yeah, when butter drops from $2.29 to $1.83, the co-op takes the loss, clearing the inventory, and that's passed along to the producers. You guys all take a loss on that. So that's a double whammy. You took the hit on your milk. You stayed down with your milk. And for everything you produced, and then the co-op comes back and says, you know what, guess what? We had that inventory, and we made it at $2.20, and we could only sell it at $1.64. So you get some of the loss too. Here, share. Huh? Unbelievable. More than enough reasons to not do that anymore. More than enough. And I hear it all the time, and I read it every day.
Imagine life without cheese. Okay, it's a horrible thought, but we're only pretending. Pasty pizzas, blah burritos, colorless casseroles, the mind boggles. Cheese transforms the eating experience. It can be creamy or crumbly, sharp or sweet, hot and gooey, or room temperature. With hundreds and hundreds of different varieties, cheese can really add zing to your meals. Behold the power of cheese, presented by the Allied Milk Producers.
So here we go with completing Serena Sharp, and she produces a weekly article. It is broadcast out in the Milk Producers Council. We're going to put this up on our website on a regular basis. I've just got to do it because this is I think she does one of the best synopsis. Milky does the same thing. Bob Kropp does a great job. We have a lot of guys out there that are looking this over, but Serena does this weekly, and that's what I love about this. Is that we get something that kind of says, okay, take a look. Here's the factors. Here's the cause, and here's the effect. Here's the cause, and here's the effect. And when you have that, then you ought to be able to make better recommendations or better decisions about what to do based on what you know. Okay, so Serena goes on, but ask any dairy producer about their finances, and we talked about that, and they will scowl. Okay, part of this is the flaw of national averages. What good does a 16.10 per hundredweight all milk price do for a California dairy producer earning much less? How much less? Right now, there's about $3. The Class 4B in California is $13.10, $13.50 something maybe. But dairy producers understand the ways that their individual operation differs from the average, and everybody thinks that they don't. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But you guys all know your numbers, and I get that part. You know what it's costing you to make milk and keep all the balls in the air. The national average margin was typically at least provided an indication, has typically at least provided an indication of the direction that margins have moved over time. Today, however, it is not capturing the pain that dairy producers unquestionably feel. The reasons are numerous. There has been less opportunity to secure higher milk prices through hedging. See, and that's the other problem. I have talked to a lot of guys this week who have done hedging on a regular basis. But guess what? If there's nothing to pin the future to, and there isn't anything to pin the future higher price to, most dairy producers haven't enjoyed the full impact of lower feed costs and even fuel costs. Some of the guys, I was talking about that this week. And even the fuel savings hasn't necessarily trickled down as far as it needs to them, because they grow rather than purchase much of their own feed, or because they're sitting on a corn silage pile or a feed contract locked in somewhere north of the lows posted last month. And that could be the case too. For those who farm in the Midwest, lower feed costs are no solace at all in the interminable days of smaller milk checks. And that's a great word, interminable. Oh gosh, it's got to be ugly. It goes on and on and on and never goes away. And so, indeed, they are likely losing money farming and losing money making milk, all while watching the value of their farmland sink. Indeed, nearly every asset on the dairy is declining in value. The beef value of cull cows and bull calves have fallen precipitously, Serena writes. Milk cow and heifer values are down from 2014 peak, but still surprisingly high in light of much lower milk prices and forecasts for more of the same. How long can that last? Dairy producers are feeling the pinch from all sides in ways that cannot be captured by subtracting national average feed costs from the all milk price, but they're still making plenty of milk. For the week ending February 20th, dairy cow slaughter totaled 58,813 head, up 2.6% from the same week a year ago. After 8 weeks, the cull rate is 0.4% behind the 2015 pace. Not safe, not safe. All right, so the question is, how low will it go? It's going to go into the 12s in California, because we're not responding. And the Midwest, upper Midwest, has got to stop. You got to stop, gang. You got to, and every dairy producer in this country, not only do you got to stop growing your milk production, which is what you do month over month, year over year, is that you've actually got to cut the total production of milk in this country, and we got to do it right now. How much? Well, you start with 2% a month. 2% a month until we get price recovery. Price recovery, gang. But the only thing that's going to clear that stairwell at a fast enough pace to have any difference at all over time is going to be a reduction in milk production at the farm. And you cannot, please do not make the fatal error in judgment of waiting for demand to return. Because there is very little, number one, there's very little indication demand is going to come back to the same level. Number two, European Union making tons of milk. New Zealand, Australia, they're trying to cut back, but even 4% of their production cutting back is not going to be fast enough. It's not going to be soon enough, and we've got to do all we can from here in the United States. And then we're going to have to start spreading the word to our friends in Europe that there is a better way. The sustainable method of milk production in this country is to be market responsive to your milk production relative to profitable demand in the market, not quota, simply being smarter than the problem. If there's too much milk and you can't get paid a profitable price for it, why pay money to lose money? And that's what you're doing. You're paying out increased costs of operation to feed more faces, more feed, to lose more money. That makes no sense, and we need to say to the Irish and to the I don't care where they are, from Bulgaria. I mean, everybody's making milk, guys. Why? Because milk can be very profitable, but it's only profitable when you have learned that supply and demand does apply to you, and it does apply to this industry. And as we learned earlier in the week, that one posting did a great job. Darn it, I wish it was Nelson. It was what's his first name? Did a great job of saying, hey, gang, government's not doing this. But, of course, you guys should feel good about the fact that your government has taken care of you in the United States. They've given you margin protection insurance. And the very people to whom you sell your milk, they all went along with that. And thinking that, you know what, hey, we've done the best we can, and if producers aren't smart enough to buy margin protection and spend money on more insurance, and of course, you're the only ones that have to buy margin protection because you're the only one that don't have protected margins. Everybody else is going to make their mark. Do they make as much? No. Right now they're making a killing because somebody got that $14 billion last year. Somebody got it. And they're getting it every month this year. And it's about $1.2 billion a month that swings in the balance. $1.2 billion. Someone gets the $1.2 billion, but it ain't you. It's not a dairy producer. And so all we've done today is really just look at what Serena, I think of Williams. It's not. Serena Sharp says from the Daily Dairy Report, and you can see her stuff at Serena at dailydairyReport.com. It's also going to be on our website at my-dairyman.com, where you can also find for yourselves and your operations ideas on what we're going to do to get the heck out of Dodge and fix this problem. And the solution to the problem is increased consumption, increased utilization, while you have tempered your milk production. Guys, get on board. Get all in, because the solution is being market responsive with your milk production, organizing dairy producers, moving forward with methods, not just, and somebody said, oh yeah, you got to get innovative and bring in new products. I heard that this week from a dairy producer, and he's absolutely correct. But how long does that take? That's a long-term commitment that we must make and maintain. There's no doubt about that. We have got to become more creative. We've got to come up with these new products. The little tube yogurts and drinking yogurt. I mean, there's stuff out there. I'm going, whoa. There's some people really doing a yeoman's effort to try and find new things and new ways. We advocate from just being simple-minded and listening to what dairy producers say all the time. More taste. Give them more taste, more nutrition. Okay, better taste, more nutrition. Just like it was at Grandma's house. See, that's where you remember the best meal ever? It was taste. It was It wasn't, it just wasn't an ice cream bar with a candle on it. It was the whole deal. Dinner at Grandma's house, or I don't know, where can you take yourself back to where you go, that was just great. And we've had, and I was with a dairy producer this week that mentioned about the people that harken back to the days when that milk tasted great, that cheese was overwhelming. And I'm a big advocate of better tasting cheese. I don't think, and it might be my age now that's impacting my taste buds, but I guarantee you I cannot find in Tillamook cheese, guys. I'm going to pick on you because I buy yours all the time, have bought it for years, and I buy a lot of cheese. Not just for here, but for other things we do. And guess what? We need to get that flavor back up. We need to kick it in the pants. I shouldn't have to go to extra sharp or extra sharp in order to get the same Tillamook flavor that used to be there. Butter, gang, the butter guys, you need to fix the taste issue. The best tasting butter is not a butter product in this country. It's not a butter product, but they have the best taste. They've perfected the taste. I don't know how they did it, but it's got taste in it. You can taste it. I can't taste the butter I buy. I buy butter all the time, and I've got brand to brand, and I can't find the one that when I've been at an Amish dinner table, Mennonite, the farmers in the East. What a spread! They just do a beautiful job. Sometimes humble, but always tasty, and I know nutritious. And I'm not a big vegetable guy, but guess what? They fix things, and I go, yeah, guess what? I learned a long time ago from my mom, when you're at someone else's table, you shut up and eat what's there. That's what you do. And so that's what we did. And, it's not that bad. I haven't had to go through the Brussels sprout thing yet, thank goodness. Oh, boy. So, never have I had to eat Brussels sprouts. I know there's some people that say, well, you just haven't had them prepared right. Well, okay. That's fine. Not going there. But it'll come. As soon as I say it, I'll be at the table sometime, and there's going to be some Brussels sprouts. I guess because I guarantee it won't be at my table. They're not in my house. No way. Fresh or otherwise, canned, frozen, ain't going to happen. But someday, somewhere, I'm sure I'll find a place where I'm sitting at a table and someone says, oh, you got to try the Brussels sprouts. Oh, okay. Can't wait. Okay, but can you do that? Can you know what tastes good? Can I put you there because I want you to understand it's all about taste and flavor and nutrition. And then backed up by portions. We've got to, we can solve the obesity problem in this country. You quit eating so much, and you get your portions right, and you eat more nutritious food, and you get some stinking exercise. That's the other problem is, we don't have, we're not, I know I'm not, I don't get enough exercise. So anyway, but I'm working on that. It won't always be the case. So that's what we do here every day. We're going to have guests, and our cover story today is literally focused entirely today on you understanding that at any given time we can look at what's going on, we can see what's causing us to be where we are, and then you can go and do something about it so that you don't have to stay here. What do you do when you touch a hot stove? Do you leave your hand on the stove? Heck no, you pull it off. Whoa, that's hot. Cause and effect. And so when we come here every day for the daily News Hour magazine, Agribusiness Dairyman, publication online, my-dairyman.com, the dairy pricing online, dairypricing.org. You should go read what dairy producers have organized in your behalf. But we're going to have to be market responsive with milk production on the farm. We're going to have to be more aggressive with fortification nationwide. We've got to increase utilization of milk solids. We got to get them out of Dodge, and by doing so, we're going to increase the taste, improve the taste and nutrition of every single gallon of fluid milk nationwide. And when it tastes better, they're going to drink more. Dadgummit. It's got to have taste, or why bother? I don't want to drink it just to drink it. Give me something that tastes good. And the same with the cheese, and the same with the yogurt, and the same with the cottage cheese. They got to taste good. The butter. Oh, gosh, would you please put some flavor in the butter? Find a way. It's there. We do something, whatever you're doing, to make it so that it doesn't have flavor is wrong. And they need to fix that at the processing level. Processing, manufacturing level is where it's at. Something's wrong there. Something's broke when we don't have flavor in our butter and our cheese or in our milk. And it doesn't come that way. That's not the way it comes to us. Somebody's screwing around with it and changing it. And that ain't right. And that's what's hurting you. Fix the taste. Restore the nutrition. Push fortification. Push every home, every meal has dairy in it. We have 49 million or more Americans that will not get a serving of dairy today in America, and that needs to be resolved. Well, we beat you up enough for one day, but you're going to come and hear it. I hope you come and hear it. We're going to at least say it, throw it out there, and we're going to do a better job of making sure that more people hear what needs to be said, and hopefully there will be a cause and effect over time. Because there is a way forward. There is a better plan than 1310. There's a better plan than 12. There's a better plan than 968. And that is You've got to be market responsive with milk production on the farm. You've got to push utilization and consumption domestic. You've got to eventually unhinge from global. You gotta. Class 5. Think about it. Class 5, Doug Maddox said it. I think he was right. Come up with a Class 5 for global overproduction of domestic demand. Okay? Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll be the 11th of March, 2016, Friday, the end of the week. Much to do between now and then, and we appreciate the opportunity we have to be involved. Listen up to these people who are helping us with their sponsorship by being a part of this force to bring more information to more producers nationwide, organizing producers, getting a greater level of synergy. Name your price, guys. Capper-Ballstadt, 1922, affords you that opportunity. Read about dairy pricing. You don't have to take 1310. You don't have to take 14 or 1680. Now, if that's below cost of production, below cost of profitability, or not profitability, then why not take a change? You got the right. It's in your hands. Thank you all for joining us. Have a safe day, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Bye-bye.
Pico Dairy Automation is your partner for success, delivering unrestricted, durable, and profitable milking equipment to today's commercial dairy. To learn more, call us at 1-800-344-7166.
To learn or hear more, please join us for our daily News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. It is broadcast live every morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific and 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can join the broadcast by calling 712-432-0900. Your conference PIN number is 666632#, or you can listen to the recorded call by dialing 712-432-0990. Using your same PIN number for personal access. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. We truly believe you need to and can know more. Our job is to deliver more knowledge to dairy producers, believing that if knowledge is power, then applied knowledge is nuclear power. We'll see you on the call.